Alright, let's talk about widgets in the sidebar. And actually, let me back up a little bit. We do have widgets that show up here, as well as the home page. We got these sections that I did in a separate tutorial, so you'll have to watch that on the home page. But this is a section for widgets as well as this. But for the most part, just going to go over widgets in general for the sidebar and for the footer area. So let's go ahead and come to the admin. We want to go to Appearance, Widgets. Now, the first thing I want to point out is the footer widgets. If I expand and open this up, I have the contact form and the virtual news widget. Okay, so if I come over here, here's the contact form, here's the virtual news. Virtual news is nothing really to do because it's pulling from the blog post, the news post. And if I open this thing up, you'll see it's just nothing. It's a title and then the client news. So it's not a whole lot to do with that. The contact form, you can title it, which we'll see, ask the smart guys here, and then enter the email address that receives the form. So when someone fills out the form, where does that email go to? So it's the address you want to put right there. All right, let's go ahead and close that up. Next, basically, how this whole thing works is you create a sidebar, you put a sidebar into a page, your practice area page, or your news page, or your expertise page, and then within those sidebars we can drag a lot of these widgets over there, to do certain things like show testimonials or do your caselets or whatever else. So if I come over here and let's see I have a careers sidebar, okay, I can see that I can drag and drop certain of the, these widgets that do certain things. This black studio widget, for instance, is basically an editor. Is all this thing is. So just like how you would build a page or build a post or build other sections of the site, you can do the same thing here. So we can actually build out content and style it and do bullet points and bold and links and insert images and all that fun and good stuff. So let's look. Actually, where we're at, let's look at this one. This is the careers one. So careers. Okay, so this is that widget. So I've actually taken that widget and that little editor and I've developed this sidebar with it. So we got a lot of flexibility as far as that's concerned. Okay, and I can also start grabbing some things over there. So a caselet, really easy and self-explanatory. Caselet, that's all I got to do. And that's going to pull all the caselets that have been developed up, up to this point. And obviously with the page refresh, it'll show a different caselet. That's it, nothing to fill out. Let me go ahead and actually get rid of this thing. Any day now. Alright, now for the most part, the widgets you will be working with all have the word virtual in it. There are a couple that you can use and a couple we set up, like the Black Studio. You can use a text widget, and a couple of these other ones that don't have the virtual in it, but the meat and potatoes, the main ones that do like specific things that are specific to virtual, we've given this virtual name, such as the caselet, the learn widget, the client widgets. Okay, I'm not going to go over all of these because a few of these are on the homepage widget area. And actually, let me back up. Let me go to virtual. Okay, so these are all widgets. These top three, and then these. Okay. Those are set aside separately for the homepage featured widgets and the homepage learn widgets. I cover that in a separate tutorial, so I'm not going to cover the blog feed widget, the client widget, the page widget, or the learn one. Okay, watch that video on that. You can see how those work. I will cover a couple of these other ones that we haven't touched base on. So, for instance, this image widget right here. Let me go ahead and grab this thing, and let me go to the careers where we've been looking, drop this thing in. Let's see, here's a bold title, whoops, then title. Alright, I'm going to click add field set. Here's the title with the link, basically. Link here. This will be my URL. All right, if I have any other text, blah text goes here, blah, 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 blah. And if I want to upload an image, I can upload an image. Pardon me. Okay, let's see what we got here. Media library. Let's see, I'm going to use this news picture. Let's see, use this image. Okay, so we got our image in there. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's come back to the careers section. Okay, and that's what we get. Here's our image, our link goes here, and then our text. Okay, so that covers the image one. Next thing we got is, let's see what we got in here. We got the tag cloud widget, and I believe right now that is on the team section. Alright, that's this widget right here that works off of tags. You can find the tags under the members area. So if I go to members, there's tags. If we load this tag section up, basically you enter in the tags that you want, the words that you want for that section, and then those automatically show up under this tag cloud widget. Alright, another cool thing we have is this text widget, which is not a virtual thing, just by default it's WordPress. However, if I pull this thing, hold on, let me open up the generic page. Or sorry, the careers section, my mistake. Try this again. Let's see. And this is great for, I mean, you can do general text. Really, it's what it's designed for is general text. And if you know HTML, you could do HTML, like a just generic HTML. Like this. But what this really is beneficial for is if you have any kind of embed code. So, for instance, you got to embed a widget from this software, or this from PayPal, or that from, Microsoft, or whatever. It's great for embed codes because a lot of the sections within WordPress in the editor won't work with an embed code. You need actual straight HTML. So, and here's the actual text widget. You can see the HTML is showing up right here. So. Now, not every single one of these widgets does something. Actually, let me rephrase that. By default, WordPress comes with pretty much all these up here. Not these ones, because these are custom built for your site. Okay, so it comes by default, but you still have to style them, you still have to set them up, it's, things like that. So we're not doing calendar, we're not doing, meta or RSS or whatever else. So you can still drag them over and see how they look, but I'm not going to work out as they should. Same thing with some of these other widgets, like some of these are designed for the home page. Your client's widget is a home page. Now, of course, you can drag that over to a sidebar that's on the expertise site. You can drag it over, but the format's going to look wrong. It's going to be off. So just kind of try to work with what has been given to you for the for the layout and the back end of this site. All right, that'll do it.